Hi kids, this is your superpower kid, Neva Lee Recla. And today we have a very special guest, Keith Dorson. And Keith is a father of two. He's an entrepreneur who created win-win solutions. He taught me magic and shared his insights to his business world. So, we'll be talking with Keith today about great entrepreneurs. So without further ado, we hope you welcome our very amazing guest, Keith Dorson. Hi, Keith.
Hello, Neva Lee. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So, what are your superpowers?
My superhero powers are speed reading. I teach children of all ages how to go from about 250 words a minute to about 2,000. We process a lot of information. You read a lot.
I do.
And so do a lot of your audience.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, I don't read that fast. I could, but I normally read at nighttime, so
nighttime is an excellent time to read. After a long, crazy day when you've left it all on the field and you've worked hard, nothing like settling up with a good book.
Exactly. So what does win-win mean to you?
Oh, excellent question. Well, I see three choices. There's win-win, there's win-lose, and there's lose-lose. You know why I picked win-win. I like it when everybody listening, everybody's participating, everybody walks away with a benefit. Everybody wins with a smile and a superhero power. Not win-lose where you win and I lose or vice versa. Everybody ought to get something out of the relationship. And lose-lose is my least favorite. It's when everybody goes, well, nothing works. Let's not do that.
That's awesome. Well, that's really cool because I think win-win means to me like what you said, everyone's happy. Like everyone has a benefit to things instead of lose-lose or win-lose where you win and I lose. I'm like, oh, I guess I messed up. Or like lose-lose where we're all sitting in the sorrow and we're all disappointed.
And win-win isn't always easy, but I think it's always possible. If you don't give up and you go at it and say, we're going to stay at this until we both win, it's possible.
Yeah, I agree. And that's something that I think a lot of people forget is they forget to stay in the win and then they kind of stay in the lose sort of thing. So I think you and I are on the same page.
I agree.
So what lessons have you learned from flying that apply to business?
Lessons I've learned from flying that apply to business. I think flying changes the world. Do you remember people a long time ago used to live and die in the same little town? They never went anywhere. They never really traveled. I bet you've traveled. I bet you've seen some of this great country in which we live. I bet you've seen some of the world. What if we had to live and die all within 5 miles of where we were born? There are people that for many years, that's what they did. Aren't you glad we can get on an airplane and go somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
I bet you travel and flying impacted your breakfast. Do you remember what you had for breakfast today?
I had orange chicken from leftover Chinese food.
Where do you think it came from?
Chicken.
I know, but did it come from California? Where do you think they grew the chicken? Where do you think they got the orange spice? Where do you think they made this delicious leftovers? I bet you it came on an airplane. I bet you it came on a truck. I bet you it wasn't grown in your backyard. Did that chicken come off your backyard?
No.
Then it came from somewhere else. That's the power of flight.
So when I went to your office, there was a bunch of helicopters and I thought it was really cool. So can you share with the audience more about the helicopters and planes that you had?
Sure. The love of aviation. Where did that come from? Well, I started many years ago at a place called Hughes Helicopters. It was by a famous guy you might have read about in history called Howard Hughes. He wanted to make sure that everybody had a love of aviation. As a matter of fact, the Howard Hughes Foundation still works today with hospitals and solving problems around the world. It's still very active. I like people to know that aviation is an important part of our everyday experience. We are who we are because we can get on an airplane and fly. Do you have friends around the world?
I do, and most of my friends actually are Most of my kid friends actually live in like Florida or California, so I don't get to see them a lot.
I even remember one of the bands that you like, I think, is over in Europe someplace. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that's all possible because of aviation. So my office is filled with helicopters, airplanes, things that remind people that we're all in the same blue spaceship together called the Earth. And boy, it'd be tough if we had to walk everywhere we wanted to go, wouldn't it?
Would be. It'd be painful.
I love to walk. I love to jog, but it's so fun to get in an airplane and go.
It is. Even though I get a little bit nervous every time I fly when there's what's it called?
Turbulence.
Turbulence, what you said.
And you might like this. It's called CAT, C-A-T. It's called clear air turbulence. It's the kind you don't see. You don't see the cloud, but all of a sudden you're in there and they say, keep your seatbelt on anyway, because all of a sudden the airplane could bounce. Mm-hmm. Cat can be a little scary. So I bet you've never been scared of a cat before, but you are if you get a cat inside of an airplane. Clear air turbulence.
Yeah. I hate it when I'm in the bathroom.
Okay.
And it's turbulence.
Bounces you around inside?
There's a time, you know, the like xylophone doors where they're like all wonky?
Yeah.
I got stuck in the bathroom.
Oh, well, that could be a little nerve-wracking.
Especially if there's turbulence. And
yes.
There was.
That's why they tell you to do that when it's calm and cool, and sometimes you don't have a choice because Mother Nature calls. I hear you.
Exactly. So, what does it mean to you to be a great entrepreneur? Because that's what we're talking about. And, like, what does it mean to you to be successful in life, be happy, and be a great entrepreneur?
Well, an entrepreneur, you know, is a fancy French word, and it actually means someone who seeks opportunities. So entrepreneurs can't leave something well enough alone. They are always looking for the next superhero power. They're looking for the next idea. They're looking for the next thing they can do to make the world a better place. Let me give you a quick example. Everybody on the planet has something called flies. You know, house flies, those little things that buzz around the horses and the pigs and flies. And you have that look, which is a great face, by the way. How do you solve a fly problem? If you had too many flies that were living with you and you didn't want to live with flies, how would you get rid of them?
We went through that problem. We got a bunch of fly swatters, and I remember my sister and my mom and my dad were in the kitchen with napkins and fly swatters, swatting all the flies.
So one solution would be a good old-fashioned fly swatter. I bet you own a couple, and I own a couple in my house as well.
Yep.
What's another solution for getting rid of flies other than a fly swatter? Now we're going to expand our thinking process here. We're going to be great entrepreneurs together.
Well, you can also catch and release them. You can catch them in your hand and bring them outside.
Excellent. Catch and release. You'd say, I don't want to hurt the fly. It might have a nervous system. I'll catch it and I'll send it back out in the wild and it can go do its thing in somebody else's backyard. Very creative solution. You know what you just did to come up with that? You were being entrepreneurial. You were looking for an opportunity. Yep. Hey, have you ever heard about the ones that they shoot salts? They're like little plastic guns, and you put table salt, and you can shoot the flies with sea salt.
No, I haven't.
They have one made out of horsehair, like a horse's tail. Because how does a horse get rid of flies?
Swats it?
It swishes its tail, right? Well, you can buy horsetail fly swatters.
So we actually need to take a quick break.
All right.
But where can people go to find out more about you?
Probably whatdoesaladderdo.com. Whatdoesaladderdo.com.
That's ingenious. That sounds cool. All right. So we've been talking with Keith Dorson about great entrepreneurs. We'll be right back.
Are you here to change the world? Do you talk about things like vibration, frequency, awakening, and consciousness? Are you pretty sure you have superpowers? The Superpower Net is unlike normal coaching programs and conscious communities. We provide training, intuitive guidance, peer-to-peer learning, intensive one-on-one coaching, and a high vibrational network of people just like you. When you join the net, you get 24/7 access to a collaborative group of people who support you as you master master your personal power and unlock your superpowers. If you're ready to use your superpowers to change the world, then join the Superpower Net today. Visit superpowerexperts.com/thenet to learn more.
Okay, we're back and we've been talking with Keith Dorson about great entrepreneurs. So we actually need to do a funny FaceTime.
Oh, good.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We have to make our funniest faces in 3, 2, 1. That hurt my lips.
Uh-oh.
That was a good funny face.
By the way, mine was flying. I don't know if you could see the wings or not.
So now we have some fun kid questions.
Oh, excellent.
What were you like as a kid?
I was a learner, very much like you are, where I just wanted to learn and discover and figure things out. And I like to ask questions of other people because that's how I learn. I can figure it out the hard way all by myself, or I could learn somebody's already figured it out, and I go, that's so much smarter. So I love to get wisdom from other people that I talk to. Here's one that I learned I might be happy to share with you. When you're ever in a meeting, be the last one to talk. How could that help us?
Because you can learn more of the insights that other people have, and you can kind of see if you agree with them, and you can say, yeah, I agree with you. I have a little bit of my own perspective.
Because you're listening and you're absorbing and you're figuring stuff out. And at the very end, you're the last one to speak. They're going to say, ooh, what does she have to say? She's been very quiet. She's been learning. I wonder how she's going to put it together. And they really tune in when you're the last one to speak.
And then, you're super quiet, and then you just are like, this is my opinion.
That's right. The ones that talk all the time, sometimes we go, you've been talking. I already know what you think. Be the last to speak would be just something I've learned even as a kid.
Exactly. So how can kids make their life a win-win where it's successful for them, they're happy, and it's really fulfilling for what they want to do?
They can follow your example and be who they are. I think too many kids grow up way too fast. Mm-hmm. I'm a kid. You remember my conference room. You're like, look at all the airplanes. Look at his toys.
I love that.
He's still an adult kid. I will tell you, when my kid goes, let me go. I think people ought to be the kid, who they are, unapologetically all of their life. So I think you're a great kid. I hope you stay a kid for a long, long time. And I think that's what a lot of the other people that listen to your show can enjoy too.
I agree. And there's actually someone I'm going to start working with. His name is Zach Binder.
Okay.
And he's 18. And we're going to start working with each other. We're going to make a conference. And, even though he's legally an adult,
yes,
I still say, you're a kid, And I think go ahead.
I was just going to say, our society says you can't be a kid after 5 or 8 or 18 or 21. I think that's ridiculous.
I do too.
All your days.
Exactly. As well. My opinion is, for example, Zach and you, as long as you think creatively, you're happy, you're excited, you're ready to change the world, that's all you need to be a kid. That's
right. A kid is a state of mind. One of my favorite people right now is 95. She's the biggest kid I know.
And being a kid it doesn't matter your age or matter if you're legally a kid or not. I'm 8, so yes, I'm legally a kid. And I think when I'm 50, I'm still going to be a kid.
A kid is a state of mind. I want to be a child forever, even though I'm a little over 8 myself.
So, what advice would you give to kids for them to become great entrepreneurs?
This might surprise you a little bit, but I thought you might ask that question. So I think the best answer is to be kind and to be humble, because kids are amazing. And when you hang out with smart kids of all ages, sometimes they get a little full of themselves. And it's so good to just say, you know what, I don't know everything. My wife taught me. She says, do you know what IDK is? I said, I don't know. She said, perfect. It's okay if you don't know something to say, I don't know, but to not stop there, to then say, I'll figure it out. Let me learn. Let me ask. Because Google is putting so much information at our fingertips, sometimes it's almost too easy to learn. I still like a little struggle. So be kind, be humble, keep learning, because entrepreneurs have work to do. As long as there's humans that have needs, we got a lot of work on our plate.
Yep. And I like what you're saying, like, there are some people in the world that they're successful in life, but they lose their greatness, they lose their happiness, they lose their kindness.
Be like a
kid. Exactly. Be like a kid.
Be like a kid, whoever you are.
Yep. And it's like they lose that and they aren't embracing their inner child. And that's why I think what you're saying is spot on, because, like, in order to be happy in life, you have to do what's fulfilling to you. And I have been talking a lot with this about a lot of my other interviewees, and I asked, who are some of your influences?
Okay.
And I think that being happy is, like, not just you, but also the other people in your life that make you happy.
Correct. Who you hang out with makes a big difference. If I said, hey, let's go to the playground, let's paint a picture, let's go fly some dragons, you'd probably say, let's do it. If I said, let's go to a senior home and sit around and play bingo, you're going, nah, I don't think I want to play bingo. I don't want to sit around and be bored. Life's too short. So go to the playground. And I mean that in the life sense.
Yeah. So actually, who are some of your influencers?
My influences are everybody that I meet. I find out has 3, 4, 5, 6 amazing diamonds inside of them. They have gems of wisdom. And I like to just listen and figure out, oh, I didn't see that from your point of view. That's really cool. Or look at your enthusiasm, like the superhero theme. Having a blast. Exactly. I think everybody ought to let their superhero out every once in a while. And I'm not sure they do. I think they've grown up so much and they're mature and they're responsible. It's like, no, your car should show your personality. Your office should show your personality. Your notebook in your life should show your personality. When was the last time you drew a picture?
Like yesterday.
Well, I remember when you drew this one.
Yep, I do know.
Everybody ought to draw. And they go, well, I can't draw. I haven't drawn since I was in kindergarten. That's ridiculous. Grab a pen, grab a pencil, grab a paintbrush. Somebody asked me the other day, if I want to learn to paint, what should I do? And I said, get in front of an easel. Start painting. You'll learn doing it. You'll do it right. You'll do it wrong. Paint if you want to paint. And they go, well, I don't know the right instructor. You don't need an instructor at first. You need paint and a canvas.
Exactly. And what you're saying reminds me of my sister. She's an amazing artist.
Excellent.
She draws, like, tigers. She draws people. And she's a really amazing artist. She's 17, and her name is Danica.
Awesome.
And she draws the most amazing drawings. She has one that she drew of me in my room.
Excellent.
And it's amazing what she can do with just pen, paper, and markers. It's incredible.
Let me pass along something. If you talk to your sister soon, have her draw something with her left hand. Is she right-handed like you and I are?
I think she is.
Okay, have her just for fun. If she's normally right-handed, she'd use her paintbrush in the right hand.
And vice versa, if she's left-handed.
Yeah, see if she's what they call semi-ambidextrous or ambidextrous. It means you can do it well with both hands. Most people will never try using their opposite hand. I bet you she's amazing with that hand too, and I don't know if she's ever tried.
And I've tried writing with my left hand.
Okay.
Can't do it.
But you learned you don't want to write with your left hand. You learned something new.
Yep. Exactly.
Awesome.
So we actually need to do Super Neva questions.
All right, let's do it.
So I'm going to ask you questions as fast as I can. You have to answer them as fast as you can.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So, what is your favorite color?
Green. It's the color of my wife's eyes. Emerald green.
Ooh. What's your favorite animal?
Probably a kangaroo. It's always moving.
Would you rather live in a real working hot tub with hot fudge and live there for the rest of your life? or live for the rest of your life in a giant pool with marshmallows filled this big.
Marshmallows, the unusual marshmallows. I'd take the larger crazy one. I like it.
And also, it wouldn't be as sticky.
That's true. Just almost as sticky.
Yeah. And with me, it'd have to be cool because I live in Arizona and the marshmallows would melt.
That is true. I live in Arizona also.
Marshmallows too!
Yay!
That'd be so gross. Would you rather have a pet dragon or a pet unicorn?
Pet dragon because it flies. You knew that.
Yeah. I'd rather have a pet dragon, like you said, and also it'd be like free flying. Like you could be like, "Hey mom, hey dad, I'm gonna leave for 30 minutes on my dragon. I'll be back. I'll be safe." And
I think they're both magical, but I'd go with the dragon.
Yeah. And it's like a unicorn. They're cute and all, but they're kind of like a horse, with the horn.
That's true.
I like unicorns. I love unicorns. But dragons can fly and they're much bigger, so you can put a lot more stuff on them.
And I believe there's more types of dragons. How many kind of dragons are there?
Water, fire, ice.
There's electrical, there's frost, there's fire breathing, there's underwater.
Water.
I don't know how many kind of dragons. I'm pretty sure there's a unicorn. So I'd go with the one with more choices.
A baby dragon.
True. And a teenage dragon.
True.
And an old wise dragon.
I would want a baby dragon, but I would want it to have like multiple powers. And then I would want to see if it could give me some powers that I want. So that would be.
But you'd also want the dragons to be friends with the unicorn, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also have to train it to get along with my dog, Callie.
Oh, by the way, I don't know how to train a dragon, but I bet you there's a movie about that.
I actually called it Jalapeno Dragon when I was younger.
Okay, that works. I get the fire.
All right, so if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I think helping people unlock their superpowers would be my superpower.
Ooh.
Because we can continue to do some of your work and work with kids of all ages around the world, unlock their superhero power. So if you don't mind, I'd like to share that one with you.
That's a cool one. Mine is I'd want to have flight, invisibility, and teleportation.
Okay.
And also probably a shield. Like I can just think shield with my mind and shield anyone and shield anything. So it's like for example, if I was with the dragon and I was up in the air flying really high, I could put a shield around us in case there's like a storm or something and we were like gonna fall. Could put a shield around us. That way that when we fell, we wouldn't feel it.
That's right. You'd be safe. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, without like getting hurt. Like if we were 3,000 feet up in the air, all I'd have to do is put a shield up, hold on to the dragon for dear life, just fall, be good to go back home.
So you would have no fear because you could bring on the shield anytime you wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also
want like major strength.
I also read somewhere that you know about oracle cards, and I was told that if I asked you, you might be able to read mine because I would be fascinated how that works.
All right, I'll go get them.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I have 3 decks that you can choose from.
Okay.
And you can choose one of each if you'd like. So I have Oracle of the Shapeshifters.
Okay, Oracle the Shapeshifters, got it. Cool.
Children's Spirit Animal cards.
All right, Spirit Animal cards, got it.
We Are One Exploration cards.
We Are One. Which is the first one you got out of those 3 sets?
Out of the 3?
Yes.
So Shapeshifters is the third one I got. Is the third one. And then I think looking at the boxes, this one's the dustiest, so I'd say I got this one first.
Let's go with the dustiest.
Okay.
Spirit Animals. Here we go.
So there's a bunch of cards in here. Holy cow. All right.
Well, they're not dusty anymore.
So how many cards would you like for me to choose?
I don't know exactly what would be appropriate. 3 or?
You can do 3.
Okay, let's do 3.
Okay. So I chose 3. So the first one you got is a monkey.
All right.
And it says, try something new. So this is what it looks like.
Okay.
And what I would say with the monkey is, like, be even more of a child. Be even more creative.
Okay.
So, like, be a goof. Be a monkey.
Monkey around. Try something different. Got it.
Exactly. The second one I picked out for you is elephant. You can overcome any problem.
Okay.
So what I would say for this is saying an elephant is like kind of like stand in your power. Like stay strong, stand in your power, be you. And then this last one is a dolphin. Cooperate with others.
Okay.
So, like, be even more willing to hear other people's opinions and be willing to agree with that.
Be a team mammal. Kind of work together. I like it. Okay.
Exactly.
Beautiful. I had no idea how that was done. Thank you for sharing that. That was neat.
Awesome. Well, thank you for asking. I haven't done a reading in a while. So, we need to do wrap up, but can you remind people where they can go to find out more about you?
Whatdoesaladderdo.com is probably my favorite site, because then you don't have to go to 2 or 3 different sites. That is like a portal that'll lead you to all the different sites and tell you about the win-win group of companies. And the reason I picked it is most people can remember what does a ladder do. Let me ask you, what does a ladder do? What do you use a ladder for?
Climbing up high places.
To reach things you couldn't do without the ladder.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what I like to help people do. They come to me and said, I'd like to get something done. I don't know how to do it. Can you be my ladder? And I said, well, if we have the right ladder, I'll grab it. And if we don't, we'll build one together.
Yep, I like that. So would you like to join me in the sign-off?
I would love to do that.
All right. Remember, kids, we all have superpowers, and we can change the world.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Keith.
Thank you. It's been fun.
It's been fun.
See you next time.
See you next time.